Every day, family offices sit at a crossroads like never before. The pressure, the uncertainty, the sheer weight of responsibility, it's suffocating. They're not just managing money, they carry legacies, futures, entire generations on their shoulders. And what do they want from hedge funds now? It's not just about performance anymore. It's about trust rebuilt, about alignment redefined, about partners who get that the old playbook is dead. The world around them is shifting faster than ever, old certainties collapsing, making yesterday's strategies obsolete. Those family offices are searching desperately for something real, something that doesn't just talk about alpha or diversification, but grips their deepest fears and ambitions at the same time. Think about the sleepless nights they endure, haunted by the fear that their wealth, sometimes hundreds of millions, sometimes billions, could evaporate if they follow the wrong path. They see the volatility in global markets feeding chaos, regulations tightening like a noose, valuations soaring then crashing like waves. The old hedge fund pitch, "We'll beat the market for you," feels empty now. Because beating the market means nothing if your exposure blows up your family's future. Every dollar lost is more than money. Its trust broken, its pride diminished, its promises made and suddenly impossible to keep. Now, family offices want their hedge funds to do more than chase numbers. They want co-pilots who understand that with this wealth comes immense vulnerability, accountability, and a sacred duty. If you're on the other side, the hedge funds aiming to serve these family offices, this moment is terrifying. They're watching, judging, second-guessing every word, every strategy. They're less patient, more skeptical. You can't hide behind jargon or dazzling past returns anymore. They crave depth, honesty, radical transparency. Family offices want partners who say, "We know the future is foggy, but here's how we navigate uncertainty together, how we plan for adversity, how we build a durable fortress, not a house of cards." They want funds that don't just swing for home runs and risk wiping out everything in the process. They want strategies that are adaptive, resilient, collaborative. Strategies that respect the singular nature of their mission, preserving capital, growing legacy, defining their values in every investment. There's a frustration simmering under the surface. Family offices see hedge funds as too often rigid, too set in old patterns, obsessed with numbers while ignoring human complexity, blind to the bigger picture. They're tired of models that don't consider their unique story, their particular fears, their aspirations beyond dollars and basis points. More than ever, they demand customization that feels personal, not just algorithmic. They want hedge funds to step out of the traditional containment and become true advisors, partners in vision, not just in return. This is not simply business, it's existential. Family offices want to break free from the herd mentality, from cookie-cutter solutions, from the endless cycle of hype followed by disappointment. But here's the thing. A hedge fund can break this cycle. Not by pretending to have all the answers, but by embracing brutal honesty and intellectual courage. Family offices want to see a genuine fight against complacency, a willingness to challenge assumptions. Why this strategy? Why this asset? Why now? They want creativity alongside discipline, risk management. That's not just compliance, but heart and soul. Deep empathy for what losing means for a family who built everything over decades. They yearn for hedge funds that don't run from complexity but master it, that don't settle for good enough but aim for exceptional. They want people who live by the principle, "We're not here to make life easier for you. We're here to make your fortune not just survive, but thrive in a world that doesn't care about last year's playbook." How do hedge funds deliver this? By becoming relentlessly adaptive, building infrastructure that's more fluid than rigid, fostering a culture that prizes dissent, critical thinking, and above all, relentless patience. Family offices are looking for funds that are sovereign in their decision-making, that understand the virtue of long-term thinking, that embrace ambiguity instead of fearing it. They want to engage not just with portfolios, but with people. People who ask the hard questions, who remain vigilant against complacency, who can pivot without panic when the market shifts beneath all of us. These are rare qualities, and that rarity has value beyond measure in today's fractured world. Emotional intelligence has become just as critical as quant models. Hedge funds must connect with family offices not as clients, but as fellow travelers bearing extraordinary burdens and unspoken hopes. Family offices want relationships that honor their uniqueness. They want communication that's clear, direct, and consistent, an honest pulse check, not polished marketing. They want partners who understand the invisible weight they carry, the stories wrapped up in the numbers: loss, survival, triumph, responsibility to those gone before and those yet to come. When hedge funds do this, when they transcend transactional dynamics, they unlock a powerful synergy, turning investment management into a shared mission. At the core of this transformation is a new mindset, one that shuns conformity, rejects old hierarchies, and dares to redefine what it means to invest in this era. Hedge funds need to act less like factories pumping out products and more like artisans, bespoke creators molding solutions that resonate at the deepest human level. This means tossing out the tired metrics of success and instead focusing on resilience, adaptability, and alignment of values. It means knowing that wealth is not just a number on a screen, but a living, breathing ecosystem requiring care, connection, and constant evolution. Family offices can feel it. They don't just want money managers. They want freedom architects, vision partners who can co-create pathways through chaos. The truth is, many hedge funds fear this. It's easier to stick to tried and true formulas, to hide behind complexity and opacity. But those who embrace this challenge aren't just serving current demands, they're pioneering the future. They build trust by being radically transparent, by sharing not just wins but losses and lessons. They become observers and participants in the family office's journey, understanding that every portfolio decision is a thread in a much larger tapestry of identity, purpose, and legacy. This isn't about ticking boxes. It's about waking up every day to the weight and wonder of managing real human futures. For family offices, this is a rare moment of potential. The choice isn't between old hedge funds or new hedge funds, but between those willing to evolve or those doomed to fade. The stakes aren't just financial, they're deeply personal. Every partnership formed today reverberates for generations. They want hedge funds who are willing to burn their own assumptions so that something real can emerge, who are restless in their pursuit of excellence, who refuse to settle for mediocrity because they see beyond the next quarter, because they see what others miss. That true success means unlocking sovereignty. That true wealth means unleashing human potential untethered by fear or outdated systems. If hedge funds can embody this, they don't just serve family offices, they ignite movements. They connect the rare with the rare, the few capable of flight with the few who dare to soar. They create networks of trust and power where the exceptional find each other and forge futures stronger than any market crash or regulation shift. They bring a fierce, relentless commitment, not just to assets, but to the individuals behind those assets. And in doing so, they redefine what the investment world could be. They prove that money is not the master, but the servant of boundless human aspiration. This is not a moment to play small, to follow the herd, or to hide behind complexity and conformity. It's a call to arms for hedge funds to be ruthless about freedom. Freedom from old paradigms, freedom from complacency, freedom to reimagine what investing means. Because family offices are no longer asking what hedge funds can do for them. They're demanding partners who can transform their reality. They want partners who understand that power lies not in numbers alone, but in connection, courage, and aligned will. They want the few who burn fiercely enough to light a path through the darkest uncertainties. This is the edge, and the future belongs to those bold enough to step there. Hedge funds who rise to this demand will not only survive, they will claim new ground, building legacies worth remembering. Those who cling to the past will be left behind, swallowed by a world that no longer recognizes them. Family offices hunger for revolution masked as evolution, for authenticity disguised as partnership, for legacy disguised as innovation. They want hedge funds ready to be more than money managers. They want creators of sovereign futures. So, hedge funds, this is your moment. Forget comfort, forget consensus. Forge with fire and patience. Align fiercely with the rare. Question everything relentlessly. Take the long view. Be the partners who erase the gap between money and meaning, between legacy and living. Because family offices are ready. They're searching for the few who will dare to become more, to build something beyond survival, something eternal. Not because it's easy, but because it's theirs to claim. Every second wasted chasing yesterday's answers is a step away from the future they deserve. It's time to stop waiting and start becoming.